I came upon a charming girl, and Sarah is her name. Her parents once a husband with riches, wealth, and fame. I had a wealth, but riches and fame has never come my way, till the night I went to visit my love, and through the keyhole say, Sarah, Sarah, won't you come out tonight? Sarah, Sarah, the moon is shining bright. Put your hat and jacket on, tell your mother you won't be long, and I'll be waiting for you round the corner. My Sarah is the girl like this, oh girl you seldom see. She loves me only for myself and not for my money. Every night at 8 o'clock she puts the needle away, and standing just outside her door and through the keyhole say, Sarah, Sarah, won't you come out tonight? Sarah, Sarah, the moon is shining bright. Put your hat and jacket on, tell your mother you won't be long, and I'll be waiting for you round the corner. One night a little after 8, I crept up to a door. I whispered, Sarah, darling, as I often done before. I'll give you, Sarah, said a voice, as down I went to flop, and her mamma saying she kicked me all around the shop. Sarah, Sarah, won't you come out tonight? Sarah, Sarah, the moon is shining bright. Put your hat and jacket on, tell your mother you won't be long, and I'll be waiting for you round the corner. The old woman thought she killed me, and I let her think so too. As I lay there on the floor, I scarce know what to do. At last she says he's alive or dead. My girl, I let him wed. And up I jumps, says, thank you, ma'am, and to my girl I said, Sarah, Sarah, won't you come out tonight? Sarah, Sarah, the moon is shining bright. Put your hat and jacket on, tell your mother you won't be long, and I'll be waiting for you round the corner.
No, Raymond, we are going to do what we call here a authentic piece of folk Newfoundland material.
Now, why is it authentic?
Raymond, because of the instruments used. We have a rolling pin, thank you, Mother, and I got a hubcap. What I've selected out of 45 hubcaps for tone and clarity. And I got a Class A spring steel copper-coated doorstop added on for his deck.
Well, above all instruments, why did you choose a hubcap?
Raymond, I am a hubcap player because my father before me was a hubcap player, Raymond, and his father before him was a hubcap player, Raymond. And in order to play a hubcap back in the 1930s, you had to be willing to grab onto the old spoke wheel, tire and all. So give her, come on. Well, the first feller to it was the dancing Dewey. Do it if you wants to win a race. There's more than one way to do it. They said he was stunned, but he knew how to cheat. They never shot the gun, but he was off like a streak. They never shot the gun, but he was off like a streak. Legs up flying and the feet just a frying. Taps moving over each shoulder. Judges never stopped him, they were on the side. He slipped them a dozen beer, the boys took the bride. Slipped them a dozen beer, the boys took the bride. Well, right after Dewey jumped, skinny Brucey Skippington, smitten and a swearing cause a yaman got his sneakers on. He grabbed his boots, grabbed his sock, then he ripped his trousers off. When he started running, well, his shorts went up his crotch. Oh, when he started running, well, his shorts went up his crotch. Legs up flying and the feet just a flying. Taps smoking over his shoulders. Dewey's farting got hard on the eyes. That's why Brucey didn't want to get behind. That's why Brucey didn't want to get behind. Percy Jenkins is the fastest man alive. Well, you was drinking one, well, Percy could drink 5 down to 2 for a beer, and he was off like a streak. But every half a mile he was stopping for a leak. Every half a mile he was stopping for a leak. Legs up flying and the feet just a flying, and the tap smoking over his shoulders. Percy usually won, and he might have done okay, except when he started running, he was going the wrong way. Except when he started running, he was going the wrong way. Well, Dewey tripped the Percy, tripped the Brucey, till and done a flip, but took a smack, had a crack of bloody legs and pussy legs. Off they get down to go for at least another hour, so the women kicked their arses and they got on with the show. Yeah, women kicked their arses and they got on with the show. Legs up flying and the feet just a flying, and the tap smoking over their shoulders. Back down the beach, they couldn't get around the cape. The tide come in and they cancelled the race. Go race! Right, right. Yeah. Woo, woo.
Glory, hallelujah, don't that put the screws right to you? The government and the wife drove me insane. The wife wanted her patio in the old outhouse. It had to go, cause the government likes to keep all crap contained. So I commenced the excavation, blew my garden to damnation, put a crater where my veggies grew. Now no more turnips and potatoes, goodbye scarecrows, picnic tables, goodbye plastic paint flamingos too. And then a leaching field was added, folks around said I was mad for digging up all my fertile land. So then I took a building, fitted the patio lights and the barbecue pit to please my wife who's got the upper hand. But glory, hallelujah, don't that put the screw screws right to you, the government, and the wife drove me insane. Now the wife wanted her patio in the old outhouse, it had to go, 'cause the government likes to keep all crap contained. And then I added a brand new crap for drains and plugs and things that matter, percolating water through the lines. A lot of cursed smell and racket, a mortgage in a high-class bracket, meaning I'll be poor for quite some time. So here I sit by my barbecue and wondering what the hell I'm doing. We moved up in society, of course, but now I can't help and think we've strayed. It's more primitive in ways. We cook outside, but now we crap indoors. Singing glory, hallelujah, don't that put the screws right to you, the government, and the wife drove me insane. The wife wanted her patio in the old outhouse, it had to go, 'cause the government likes to keep all crap contained. 2, 3, 4, glory, hallelujah, don't that put the screws right to you, the government, and the wife drove me insane. Now the wife wanted her patio in the old outhouse, it had to go, 'cause the government likes to keep all crap contained.
I am a famous person, though you may not know my name. And how is it, you may ask, I've come to wealth and fame? Well, people know me for I do only but one thing, that is open up my woggle to let my yodels ring. I love to yodel, I love to yodel, Wiener Schnitzel, apple strudel, beer, Vogel. I love to yodel, I love to yodel, so listen to me sing this song, everybody sing, yodel, some you, open up their flow, good for little nose, little waddle, tongue, gargle, sugar, little tooth, this is good for you, make your yodel too. Shut up! Shut up! I'm trying to play a song! I wander around from town to town, notice when I come, people actually show me the muzzles of their guns. If your offspring see me sing, notice how they change. Their eyes get glazed, they seem amazed and refuse to engage their brains. But they love to yodel, they love to yodel, the ears of the apples, children, beer, vocal. They love to yodel, they love to yodel, so listen to the way we sing this song. Everybody sing, yodel, and some juice, open up their smooth, go for little goose, throw the waddle, tongue, gargle, choker, little goose. This is good for you, make you yodel too. It's not my chest that is the best to turn the women on. Ooh. Not my handsome figure, nor that I am so strong. No, I am sure what more and more all the women like is to watch my Adam's apple wiggle up and down in my windpipe. They love to see me yodel, I love to yodel, the Wiener Schnitzel, apple strudel, beer, and Vogel. They love to yodel, I love to yodel too, so listen to the way we sing this song. Everybody sing, yodel, and some juice, open up their flows, good for little nose, throw the waddle, gargle, choker, little juice. This is good for you, make you know you. Come on, everybody. Yodel, yodel, yodel,
'tis there I long to roam, in a wooden boat that's bound to float on the king upon a throne, with a tumble and a roll, fishing on the shoals, sounds of the seagulls singing, 'tis music to my soul. With my thoughts running free, no smell like the salty sea, time stands still at the side of the hills, puts a peace all over me. At the end of a long hard day, I've had my work and play, boil my kettle and sip my tea on the rocky beach out the bay. Finally salt me away, and all my dues I paid. Down by the wharf they'll bury me, so I can smell the salty spray. For the bay is my home, 'tis there I long to roam, in a wooden boat that's bound to float on the king upon the throne. For the bay is my home, 'tis there I long to roam, in a wooden boat that's bound to float on the king upon the throne.
He gazes at the lights as they flicker across the cove, from the windows from down around shore. His heart feels sad, for tomorrow he must go to where his steel cage will toss and will roll. When wet snow falls on grey wharf planks, and the north wind cuts just like daggers, and young men go where no men should, to serve their time on draggers. And 'tis 10 days on and 2 days off, sideways up and then down. And men have to go where the wind drives the snow, 'cause there's no work back home on the land. And a young wife yearns for the touch of a hand, and the little child cries for her daddy. And Mom thinks the worst, and she worries late at night, and Dad knows there's no place to be. And he wonders every time if his son will return, or if he'll go like his poor brother John. When wet snow fell on grey wharf planks, and the north wind spread grim rumours, and young men went where no men should, to serve their time on schooners. And 'twas 10 days on and 2 days off, sideways up and then down. And men had to go where the wind drove the snow, 'cause there was no work back home on the land. To wake up in the morning to the quiet of the cove and hear Aunt Bessie talking to herself, and to hear poor Uncle John mumbling wishes to O'Nell, it made me feel like everything was fine. I was born down by the water, it's here I'm gonna stay. I've searched for all the reasons why I should go away, but I haven't got the thirst for all those modern day toys, so I'll just take my chances with those saltwater joys. Following a little brook as it trickles to the shore in the autumn when the trees are flaming red, kicking leaves that fall around me, watching sunsets paint the hills, it's all I'll ever need to feel at home. This island that we cling to has been handed down with pride by folks who fought to live here, taking hardships all in stride, so I'll compliment her beauty, hold on to my goodbyes, and I'll stay and take my chances with those saltwater joys. How can I leave those mornings with the sunrise on the cove and the gulls like flies surrounding Clayton's wharf? Platter's Island wrapped in rainbow in the evening after fog, the ocean smells are perfume to my soul. Some go to where the buildings reach to meet the clouds, where warm and gentle people turn to swarming faceless crowds, so I'll do without their riches, glamour and the noise, and I'll stay and take my chances with those saltwater joys. Some go to where the buildings reach to meet the clouds, where warm and gentle people turn to swarming faceless crowds, so I'll do without their riches, glamour and the noise, and I'll stay and take my chances with those saltwater joys.
To smile on the beautiful morn as it peeps through the curtain of night, and the voice of the nightingale singing its tune while the stars seem to smile with delight. Oh, nature now lingers in silent repose, and the sweet breath of summer is come, while I sit and I wonder if Seamus he knows how sad and unhappy I am. Seamus O'Brien, why don't you come home? For you don't know how happy I'll be. I have but one wish, and it is that you come and forever be happy with me. I'll smile when you smile, and I'll weep when you weep. I'll give you a kiss for a kiss. And all the fond vows that I've made you I'll keep. What more can I promise than this? Does the sea have such bright and beautiful charms that your heart will not leave it for me? Oh, why did I let you get out of my arms like a bird that was caged and is free? Oh, Seamus O'Brien, why don't you come home? For you don't know how happy I'll be. I have but one wish, and it is that you'll come and forever be happy with me. Oh, Seamus O'Brien, I am loving you yet. My heart is still trusting and kind. It was you first took it, and now you forget, and love for another you'll find. No, if you break it with sore pain, I'll then have a duty to do. If you'll bring it to me, and I'll mend it again, and trust that there's Seamus to you. Oh, Seamus O'Brien, why don't you come home? For you don't know how happy I'll be. I have but one wish, and it is that you'll come and forever be happy with me. It's of Sir Walter Raleigh, I think it was his name, who first brought our tobacco from America it came. He might have been a jinker, although I'd never seen, and only for him I'd never be puffin' me old Dudeen. Oh, my Dudeen, you are so good to me, for I long to see the smoke curl up when I am through my tea. In dry or rainy weather, my friend you've always been, and 'pon my word I'd never part with me old Dudeen. My wife sets up a grumbling, sure it takes it all as fun, for I know it is the only way to stop that woman's tongue. Ah, the devil a word I say to her, and I lets her have a fling, while up in the corner I will sit and puff me old Dudeen. Oh, my Dudeen, you are so good to me, for I long to see the smoke curl up when I am through my tea. In dry or rainy weather, my friend you've always been, and 'pon my word I'll never part with me old Dudeen. Now when I die, come to my wake, you'll find lots of the old pantin, and it's help my bob that's in my gob, you'll find the old Dudeen. Oh, my Dudeen, you are so good to me, for I long to see the smoke curl up when I am through my tea. In dry or rainy weather, my friend you've always been, and 'pon my word I'll never part with me old Dudeen.
Dear Mr. Ford, I dearly loved my van. My 85 F-150 was a beauty when it ran, but it didn't run a long time, so I buried it in the ground. Sure, it makes a little bit of smell, but it never makes a sound, 'cause things fell off and things let go, and nuts loosened up, and I was always being told things would cease and refuse to work, and I always felt like a real jerk out there on the road when my van wouldn't go. So I got sick of dragging it home. Wouldn't it rot your socks? Just as I fixed one thing on, another thing fell off. So I buried it in the ground with a 4-inch pipe up through her. And now I got me an 85 F-150 Econoline sewer. And things fell off and things let go, and nuts loosened up, and I was always being told things would cease and refuse to work, and I always felt like a real jerk out there on the road when my van wouldn't go. So, dear Mr. Ford, got thinking the other day, you know, myself and the other fellas kinda like the old interior, I guess we're willing to pay. We're ordering a brand new van with them seats custom made. I'm gonna park it on top of the sewer pipe, and that's where it's going to stay. Things won't fall off and won't let go, nuts won't loosen up, I won't need a tow. Things won't cease or refuse to work, though I might look like a real jerk every time I got to go. But it will pleasure me to know that my outhouse will be a Ford.
Starting a group of your own, or you know that? C-card, I believe, right? Yeah.
Dilly-da, dilly-dum-doo. In the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the bay, boots kicked off, feet out to dry, lying on the cuddy counting clouds in the sky. Throw her down and take a break, to hell with profits you won't make. Take her slack, 'cause you deserve to rock yourself on the ocean. Diddly-da, diddly-dum-doo.
We work like devils from 9 to 5 so that we can have 8 wheels to drive. Tubes with colour, plastic bread, waves in her oven and water in her beds. Frantically driven to compete, pile her up, beg, bore or cheat. No time to play or cross the bay or stop and smell the ocean. Dilly-da, dilly-dum-doo, in the middle of the city with a racket and a roar, caged like a rat on the 15th floor, trying to make a living putting paper in a pile. Hard to find someone with a genuine smile. Life was never meant to be lived in a box. We need a little freedom like the gull and the fox. Grab your chance whenever you can and rock yourself on the ocean. Diddly-da, diddly-dum-doo. In the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the bay. Boots kicked off, feet out to dry, lying on the cuddy counting clouds in the sky. Throw her down and take a break. To hell with profits you won't make. Take her slack, 'cause you deserve to rock yourself on the ocean. To rock yourself on the ocean. There's 10 cents in me pocket and no injuries to show. The wife is 8 months pregnant, I suppose I'm not that slow. The merchant didn't take it all, there's still a dime to go. So head her down to Charlottetown and row, boys, row. Row, boys, row, don't you row too slow. There's wives and kids and chickens and dogs waiting in the cove. Pushed up the coast of Labrador to get some fish to salt on a pile of planks from Milner's Cove, driven by some cloth. 'Twas up at 3 in the morning to a feed of beans and bread, and overside at 4 o'clock if you were caught in bed. Row, boys, row, don't you row too slow. There's wives and kids and chickens and dogs waiting in the cove. Now waiting, baiting, trawling, hauling all day long. Passed the time with stories, voices joined in song. Having, slaving endlessly till duckish brought the night. Then gotten splitting up on deck to dim a lantern light. Row, boys, row, don't you row too slow. There's wives and kids and chickens and dogs waiting in the cove. Now where's the men among you who wouldn't do the same for his family back in Newfoundland, the ones that took his name? You'd slave and suffer night and day through rain, sleet and snow before you'd see them hungry, living off the dole. Row, boys, row, don't you row too slow. There's wives and kids and chickens and dogs waiting in the cove. Sing, row, boys, row, don't you row too slow. There's wives and kids and chickens and dogs waiting in the cove. Hey!
Peein in the snow, gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring, spring, spring. Peein in the snow and gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring.
You know, autumn came in summer, winter came in fall. If it wasn't for indoor potted plants, there wouldn't be no spring at all. I fear the curse of saltwater will be working late in June. It's been so long since I've seen the sun, there's a lot more heat from the moon.
Peein in the snow, gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring, spring, spring. I said peein in the snow, gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring.
I tried for help from government, must be something they can do. They tell us before elections they can turn the sky to blue. Sure. But when I showed up at their door, depression I could see. I was so surprised to see them doing the same as me.
Peein in the snow and gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring, spring, spring.
Yeah,
peein in the snow, gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring.
I can see why so many people turn to preachers on TV.
If this winter keeps on hitting, the victim I will be. You know, Swaggart, Roberts, and Baker, they seem happy constantly. But you give them 3 weeks in Newfoundland, and then they'll be standing outside with me. Peeing in the snow, gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring. Spring, spring. Yeah, peeing in the snow, gazing down the hole. It's the only thing to me that looks like spring.